1-year-old, so she's really good at getting him in there. So he'll go back and forth for a little bit, but we're going to focus on Milo and Harpo here. Harpo's giving Hugh a kiss on the side of his head. That's one of the behaviors he's learning now. And Milo, look at these flippers. Sea lions have very big front flippers. You saw him doing a porpoising behavior initially at the beginning of the show, but now he's going to do a signature move, and it's called a back flip. Here he comes. You ready, Milo? This is possible because so sea lions are very acrobatic in the water. In addition to that, they're very acrobatic on land. Milo's going to head back over to the rock, and he's going to do what we call a flipper stand. He's going to hold all of his body weight up on his front flippers. Good work. So we talked about the coloration in their front flippers, but sea lions also have ear flaps. They have little pinky-like projections of skin on each side of their head. Not like our ears, but they do have ear flaps. So if you guys see a sea lion that is in a harbor or near the beach area, or out, if you take a cruise out at the ocean, look at those ear flaps. That is a characteristic of a sea lion. But the biggest difference between a seal and a sea lion is vocalization. These guys were originally called lions of the sea because they are very vocal. And we're going to hear from Milo and Harpo. Good job, boys. In just a second, once Parker gets on that scale and behaves a little bit. Oh, there he is. You can listen to him now. That is an adult male California sea lion. So if you haven't heard one before, now you know what they sound like. And what we're going to do now is focus on the seals in the middle of the beach there with a fellow seagull. We have Shelby that's with Ashley, and then also her daughter Bixby is the smallest seal over there on the beach, and she is a little over a year old. And we also have Ellie, who is in the back. She's going to come up with Debbie. Look at the seals. They have an overall spotted pattern on their body, not like a sea lion. Sea lions don't have any spots. But they also have larger rear flippers than front flippers. So in the water, they're really fast, but on land, they kind of move around like a caterpillar. Shelby's going to go back to the water in a second. You can see how she moves and scoots around on her belly, so that's another characteristic of a seal. But seals can hold their breath almost half an hour underwater, so they'll take one breath of air and stand there to either rest, look for food, or interact with other seals. And what we're going to do now, we're going to time Shelby and see how long she can hold her breath.
We are going to do it. We have a famous seal and sea lion researcher, Ian. He's fantastic, writes many books and papers on the way pinnipeds hold their breath. So on the count of 3, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, see you later, Shelby, and she's going to go down. You guys ready for this? All right, let's go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, see you later, Shelby. And you want to start that watch. All right, and while Shelby's going down to train, I'm going to tell you guys the different ways we train and why we train. So we're going to be training for 3 main reasons, and the first one is for mental stimulation. Who here has gone to school, likes going to school, wants to go to school, reads books, anything like that that makes them think? There's like 4 of us. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't matter. But that's cool. And this is basically seal and sea lion school. And so every training session is going to be different. They're going to be working with different trainers, and it's only to basically keep them on their fins. You know, so they're going to be learning new behaviors and also being tested on old behaviors, just to keep them mentally stimulated. Just to make sure they aren't bored. We don't want our seals and sea lions to get bored because it's going to get timid and lazy, and it's not good for anything. Now, the second reason we train is going to be for physical exercise. So this is basically seal and sea lion gym. So in the wild, they'd be running from predators. They have some of the most fierce predators on the planet. They'd also be looking for food. But here they don't have to do any of that. And so we saw Milo do a backflip, and Parker maybe will do a pillar, or maybe he's already done one, and he's lifting his entire body out of the water using his very, very large front flippers. And the only way he's going to be able to do that is if he's strong enough to do it. And so we basically have Seal and Sea Lion Gym. All of this is it's a training session, and they're working out, they're getting nice and toned. But we're going to check in. What's our time? We're at 1 minute and 25 seconds. So I'm just going to go ahead and talk for another 28 minutes. You guys have to listen. No, let's not do that. So we're going to go ahead and call back Shelby when she's ready. All right, so on the count of 3, we're going to say, come back, Shelby, and we're going to watch for her on the beach right here in the middle. Are you guys ready for this? Yes. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, come back, Shelby! Now let's watch. I got the boys calling her back. Just wait for it. She's coming. And there she is. Oh yeah, and Bixby. When I stopped that watch. So she was under for 1 minute and 54 seconds. And it's very long. It's much longer than probably any of us rolled our breaths. And they're fantastic.
Hey Kenny, I was going to tell you one thing about our training. It's really important that we do a lot of what we call husbandry behaviors. We can ask the animals to open their mouths. We can have them lay down. We can do complete body checks just by having them lay on their backs and inspect their flippers. And that's some of the training in addition to the fun behaviors that you guys see here in the show. If you guys meet me downstairs, I'm going to be at the Molina Animal Care Center at 11:35. It's down the stairs to the right. We can talk about some of the procedures we're doing right now with our animals. We can talk about training and how we got into the field. Any questions you guys have about our animals here at the aquarium. So I'll see you guys downstairs at 11:35.
As Jimmy said, husbandry. Now, husbandry is just animal health care. And so these animals are actively participating in their own health care. So because Parker weighs, he's nearing 700 pounds. Yeah, no, it's okay. It'd be very, very hard to weigh Parker if he didn't want to get weighed. And so, he's going to do what we ask him because of the way we train, and that's via positive reinforcement. Now, positive reinforcement is actually something that's relevant in all of our lives. For example, when I did good on tests, I got ice cream. And when I got good grades, I got more ice cream, and I got a lot of ice cream growing up. You can see, I know, but it's okay. But now our seals and sea lions, they don't eat ice cream. What do you think they eat? That's right, they eat fish, and they love their fish. And so whenever they do behavior that we ask for, and they do it well, we give them fish. Now sometimes they don't do the behaviors, and hey, that's fine. It happens to everyone, and they get times out. So they do get a timeout, but it's not like our times out. Like for example, mine lasted 5 minutes in a corner, and I learned fast that way. But their timeout is simply the trainer steps away and the animal realizes that they're not getting their fish.